What's up, BoobTube? Today I'm gonna do some wiring that I should have done a long time ago on the RX-7. There's some wires that are pretty much not used anymore. If you get rid of the rat's nest up here, you end up with a whole bundle of wires that you don't really need anymore. I just looped themselves back on top of themselves and taped up the whole thing. But I'm actually gonna pull all this cable out today and see about getting all those wires removed, because it's all in one plug right here. So I'm gonna get this plug undone. I've got a wire tap that I have running my I don't remember what that goes to. I think that's my signal wire for the gauges in the car to kick on, but I don't recall. Anyways, I'm gonna get this plug undone and I'm gonna get all this unwrapped, and when we come back I will be on my bench work table in the garage. So be right back. Alright, so got my harness here ready to go. Got some pre-existing patches for some things. This is low oil, something else, oil pressure, water temp. Got the engine ground. It's been boogered up. These don't go to anything in particular. At least I don't believe they do. And of course the alternator. So I need this wire, and I don't know what this does. It's been looped. So I might leave it in there and tape it up. Don't need any of these connectors. So, and then of course, I don't know how these pins come out, but I'm sure I'll figure it out how they get pushed out of there. So I'm gonna go get some I'm gonna go grab some tape so that I can tape up what I know I need to keep, and that way I don't cut it out, and then everything else can go away. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this is some really old masking tape. I don't even know if it's worth anything anymore, but as long as it peels up, hey, it's still alright. Okay, cool. I don't need much. I just need to be able to include stuff that I need to keep. Probably should have done this on the car so that I knew. I kind of have an idea of what I need, or I already know what I need based on the plugs and stuff, but it's still a good idea to mark everything. That way you don't accidentally cut that out and then you're like, well shit, now what do I do? So and this is the final step on removing a rat's nest. There's not much else after this besides after you've removed the rat's nest. This is all the electrical side of it, which once I uncover all this, you will see I have still have a lot of the rat's nest electrical crap wired into it, because I never took it out, because I just undid it all and got this all out. So I did chunk one of my rubber things. I don't want to throw this away. It's where you mount stuff. I need that still. Okay. Okay, cool. So guess we're just just gonna get started on unwrapping stuff. Alright, at this point, I've got most of it uncovered, and for a car being almost 40 years old, it actually looks pretty good. So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. So, now you see why I marked all the ones that I plan on keeping with tape, because once you get down this far, you kind of lose where everything was supposed to go, so on and so forth. The completed stripped down version. It's much nicer to look at overall compared to what was existing. This is hockey tape that I'm using, like hockey stick tape, and it makes for a very aesthetically pleasing wiring harness, and it holds up against the heat really well. And there you have it. There's the depinned and much cleaner looking wiring loom. Now I'm going to go throw it back in the car and see about. I think I'm going to stick these things back on there because there's no reason for them. But anyways, let's go put this back in the car. Alright, so back out here at the car. Clearly I've got some other wiring that I need to clean up at some point, but that's ran through a different spot in the firewall, so it's a little hard to get to with where it's at, so I'm not exactly too worried about it. But other than that, this looks great, and it's my first wiring project ever, and I'm quite pleased with it. So turned out better than I could have hoped with my limited experience doing wiring jobs, but there's only one way to learn, and that's by doing. So here we are. So plug that in. Put the cover back on it for some security, I would say. And then this needs to come up here. Get it routes right along in there. This plugs in right here. I'm gonna run that underneath that. That way it looks better. Boop. Alrighty. And now we've got our oil pressure thing that goes right here. And water temp. And then both of our plugs that are down at the bottom. Down here, so your low oil, and I don't know what this other one is, but for some reason they both run down there. I wonder if one's like a ground or something for the low oil. Either way, let's fold that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go grab one of those grommets to use for this down in here. That way it's not all, that way it stays all together. And I need to do something about this bad boy, because he don't hardly stay on that thing no more. Oh well. I've got oil pressure from other gauges. So there and there. Get a grommet for that one. And that one doesn't really need a grommet. That'll be fine there. Alright. So that's the final install. You can see how much it cleared up right in there. Clearly I still need to do something about this bad boy at some point, but it runs to a aftermarket gauge, and for me to run it with the wiring that is there, I would have to completely pull it out and run it differently through the dash, but I'm not going to do that right now. So with that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy riding.